My beloved child, stop everything you are doing right now. Just pause. Take a deep breath. You are not here by accident. God Himself brought you here, for a reason so deep, so important, that your soul could not afford to miss it. Maybe you have been carrying a heavy burden lately, silently struggling while wearing a brave smile. Maybe your prayers have felt like whispers lost in a vast, empty sky. Maybe you have asked yourself, God, are you still there? Do you still see me? If any of this feels familiar, listen closely. This message is not for everyone. It is for you. Yes, you, the one reading these words right now. God says, I see you. I know the weight you carry. And I am sending you this word today because I want you to know, you are not alone. You have cried in the darkness, thinking no one noticed. You have fought battles no one else knew about. You have felt abandoned, invisible, forgotten. But the truth is, you have never been out of God's sight for even a single moment. Right now, heaven is leaning in. Right now, the heart of the Father is reaching out to yours. He says, my child, do not fear. I am with you. You are precious to me. You are not forgotten. Your pain matters to me. Your tears are not wasted. They water the seeds of the miracles I am growing in your life. Maybe you have wondered why the struggle has been so long. Why the answers have not come quickly. Why the doors seem closed. Hear this today. This is not a punishment. This is preparation. I am not delaying to deny you, I am delaying to strengthen you, to build a foundation under your feet so strong that no storm can destroy it. My beloved, sometimes it feels like the night will never end. But God says, morning is coming. Hold on just a little longer. You are closer to the breakthrough than you think. You have not been abandoned. You have been hidden, protected, preserved. For such a time as this. Maybe it feels like everyone else is moving forward while you are stuck. But listen, growth often happens in hidden places. Just as seeds break open and grow roots beneath the soil before they ever see the sun, I am working in you, unseen but unstoppable. Stop measuring my presence by your circumstances. My love is not proven by your ease but by my sacrifice for you. Jesus whispers, remember the cross. I did not promise you a life without pain. I promised you my presence through every moment of it. You have not lost your way. You are on a divine detour, a sacred pause designed not to destroy you but to develop you. God says, what you see as a setback, I see as a setup. What you feel as a delay, I have designed as a doorway to a greater destiny. You may have felt like giving up. Maybe you even whispered in your heart, I can't do this anymore. But today, the Spirit of God breathes fresh strength into your soul. He says, you can. And you will. Because I am carrying you. Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. These are not just words on a page. They are living promises, pulsing with life and power, spoken straight into your weary heart. God says, every tear you cried in secret, I have counted. Every sleepless night, I have sat beside you. Every silent prayer, I have heard. Maybe you have prayed for healing, for provision, for restoration, and the heavens seemed silent. But hear this truth, silence does not mean absence. Waiting does not mean abandonment. I am working behind the scenes, weaving miracles you cannot yet see. Imagine the waves crashing against a rock. Though they roar and rage, the rock does not move. God says, I am your rock. I am your refuge. Stand on me, and you will not be shaken. You were not created to be crushed by life. You were created to overcome it through Christ who strengthens you. Your current struggle is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a testimony that will bring glory to God and healing to others. Even now, chains are breaking. Even now, light is piercing through the darkness. Even now, angels are being dispatched at God's command to minister to you. God says, trust me. Trust the unseen. Trust my heart when you cannot trace my hand. I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43 verse 19, your heart may be tired. Your faith may feel small. But even a mustard seed of faith can move mountains. And right now, God is watering that seed with His word. You will not just survive this storm, He says, you will thrive because of it. Your roots are growing deeper. Your spirit is growing stronger. Your testimony is being written. So, beloved, lift your eyes. Lift your heart. Lift your hands in surrender and worship. For the one who calls you is faithful, and He will do it. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are loved beyond measure. The same God who parted the Red Sea, who shut the mouths of lions, who walked on water, is the same God who holds you now. And He is not finished with you yet. Beloved child, let me ask you this, have you ever prayed with all your heart, only to hear nothing but silence in return? Have you ever waited and waited, watching days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and still, no answer? Have you ever whispered in the darkness, God, have you forgotten me? If so, know this, you are not alone. Heaven has heard every word you have spoken, even the ones you were too broken to say out loud. You have not been abandoned. You have not been overlooked. You are deeply, fiercely, endlessly loved. There are seasons when the silence of God feels like the loudest sound in our lives. Seasons where every prayer seems to fall into a void. But listen carefully, child, God's silence is not His absence. His hiddenness is not His neglect. His timing is not your timing. And His ways are higher than your ways. Even now, He is working in the invisible, arranging things beyond your sight. He says to you, trust me in the waiting. Trust me when you do not understand. Trust me even when it hurts. You see, there was once a young man named Joseph. He had dreams given by God Himself. Dreams of greatness, dreams of influence, dreams that set his heart on fire. But instead of rising immediately, Joseph fell. Betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned, forgotten. Year after year passed. Hope must have felt like a cruel joke. But what Joseph could not see was that even in the betrayal, even in the dungeon, God was still with him. God was not just with him, He was preparing him. God was building the character, the endurance, the wisdom Joseph would need to carry the weight of the blessing that was coming. And when the time was right, when the refining was complete, God lifted Joseph from the prison to the palace in a single day. He became the second most powerful man in Egypt, and through him, thousands of lives were saved. Beloved, if you feel like you are in a pit right now, remember this, the pit is not your destination. It is part of your preparation. God says, I am not punishing you, I am positioning you. I am not hiding you to harm you, I am hiding you to heal you, to protect you, to prepare you. Trust the process even when it feels painful. Trust the potter even when the shaping hurts. For you are the clay, and He is forming something beautiful, something eternal. The breaking you feel is not your ending. It is the beginning of your becoming. Your dreams are not dead. They are planted. And in due season, they will bear fruit. Maybe you have been walking through a season of loss of health, of relationships, of dreams. But listen to the heartbeat of God, I am the God who restores. I am the God who resurrects. I am the God who makes all things new. Where you see ashes, He sees beauty. Where you see ruins, He sees a foundation. Where you see death, He sees resurrection life. Beloved child, your tears are not a waste. They are watering the soil of your destiny. Every sleepless night, every ache of your heart, every whispered prayer, God is using them all. Not one moment of your pain is wasted in His hands. God says, I am weaving a tapestry far more beautiful than you can imagine. From your brokenness, I will bring forth glory. From your pain, I will birth purpose. Do not let go now. You are closer than you think. The enemy wants you to believe that you have been forgotten. But heaven is closer than your next breath. God says, I am nearer to you than your own heartbeat. I am the whisper in your loneliness. I am the hand catching your tears. I am the anchor in your storm. Maybe you cannot see the way forward. Maybe every door feels shut. But God reminds you, I am the way. I do not just make a way, I am the way. Trust not in your own strength. Trust in the one who holds all strength. Lean not on your own understanding. Lean into His everlasting arms. He has carried you this far. He will not leave you now. God says, I did not bring you this far to abandon you. I have begun a good work in you, and I will be faithful to complete it. Remember the story of Joseph. Remember that even when it seemed like everything was falling apart, everything was actually falling into place. Your life is not a random series of painful events. Your life is a masterpiece in the making, written by the author of life Himself. Do not measure God's love by your current struggle. His love is unchanging, unwavering, unshakable. It was proven once and for all on the cross. He gave everything for you. He will never stop fighting for you. Even now, God is whispering to your heart, lift your eyes, beloved. Do not look at the waves. Look at me. I have never taken my eyes off you. You are not sinking. You are being strengthened. You are not forgotten. You are fiercely loved. The road ahead may still have challenges. But you will not walk it alone. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. So rise, beloved. Rise in faith. Rise in hope. Rise in the unshakable confidence that the God who started this journey with you will finish it. And what awaits you on the other side of this struggle is not just survival, but revival. Not just existence, but abundance. Not just restoration, but resurrection. For with God, your story always ends in victory. Always. Beloved child, let me take you deeper, beyond the surface of your struggle, beyond the weight of your pain, into the very heart of what I am doing in your life. You see the pressure. I see the preparation. You see the heartbreak. I see the healing I am weaving into your soul. You see the closed doors. I see the greater doors swinging open at just the right moment. My timing is perfect, though it often feels painfully slow to the human heart. But know this, beloved, delay is not denial. Hiddenness is not abandonment. Silence is not absence. I am the author of your story, and I have not put down the pen. Every chapter is carefully crafted. Every page soaked in my love. Maybe you feel like Joseph, trapped in a season you did not choose, enduring hardships you did not deserve. Betrayed by those who should have protected you. Forgotten by those you helped. Falsely accused when all you did was stand for truth. And now you wonder, was the dream just an illusion? Did I mishear God? Was it all a mistake? Listen, beloved, the dream is still alive. Buried, perhaps. Hidden, yes. But not dead. Dreams for me do not die. They are only planted, and in the darkness they take root. You cannot see it yet, but the deeper the root, the greater the harvest. Your suffering is not senseless. Your waiting is not wasted. Every tear is watering something sacred. Every ache is breaking new ground. You are not losing. You are being forged. Like gold refined by fire, you are being purified. Stripped of illusions. strengthened for the weight of the blessing I am preparing. Beloved, if I gave you everything you ask for right now, it would crush you. Not because I want to withhold good things, but because some blessings are so heavy they require strong hands and a steady heart. And so, in my mercy, I prepare you. I stretch you. I strengthen you. I teach you to trust in the invisible, to lean not on feelings but on faith, to walk not by sight but by my Spirit. Think of Joseph. Had he gone straight from the dream to the throne, he would not have had the wisdom, the humility, the resilience needed to steward the destiny I designed for him. It was in the pit he learned perseverance. It was in the prison he learned patience. It was in betrayal he learned to forgive. All of it was necessary. All of it was preparation. And so it is with you, beloved. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. You are not being forgotten, you are being fortified. I am not building a fragile faith in you. I am building a faith that can move mountains, a faith that can weather storms, a faith that can shine light in the darkest places. Trust me. Even when nothing makes sense. Trust me. Even when the road twists and turns and disappears into the mist. Trust me. Because I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. The same God who parted the Red Sea, who shut the mouths of lions, who brought water from a rock, who raised the dead to life. I am that same God walking with you right now. You are not walking toward your breakthrough alone. You are being carried. When your strength fails, mine does not. When your hope flickers, I fan it back to flame. When your knees buckle under the weight, I lift you up and whisper, keep going, beloved. You are closer than you think. Your pain is real, but so is your promise. Your sorrow is heavy, but so is my glory about to be revealed in you. Do not despise the days of small beginnings. Do not curse the hidden seasons. They are sacred. They are necessary. They are where the foundations are laid that no storm can shake. Look at the oak tree. It does not rise overnight. For years it grows unseen, its roots digging deep, anchoring it against the future winds. So it is with you. I am growing you into something mighty, something immovable, something that will shelter others under the strength of your testimony. Every no you have heard was a divine protection. Every closed door was my mercy in disguise. Every delay was my love at work, orchestrating a better outcome than you dared dream. Beloved, let go of your timeline. Release your expectations. Surrender the how and the when to me. Trust not in your ability to make it happen, but in my ability to make all things beautiful in their time. You will see. You will testify. You will marvel at how I turn what was meant for evil into unshakable good. What you thought was a burial is actually a planting. What you thought was a dead end is actually a doorway. What you thought was the end of the story is actually the beginning of a miracle. So breathe, child. Breathe in my peace. Let my word anchor you when your emotions rage. Let my promises be the pillars you lean on when everything else feels unstable. You are not a mistake. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. I am with you. I am for you. I am fighting for you even now. And soon, very soon, you will see what I have been preparing behind the scenes. You will walk into rooms you once thought were closed forever. You will hold blessings you once only dreamed about. You will live the promises you once cried over. Because I am faithful. I am good. And I love you with a love that no darkness can extinguish, no enemy can steal, no failure can undo. You are mine. Forever. Beloved, if you find yourself in the middle of a storm, tossed by waves of uncertainty, know that the storm is not stronger than the one who walks upon it. When Peter stepped out of the boat, it was not the water that held him, it was his trust in my word. The moment he looked at the waves instead of at me, fear took hold and he began to sink. My child, right now, your circumstances may seem overwhelming, the waves towering, the wind deafening. But hear my voice above the chaos, look at me. Not at the storm. Not at the impossibility. Look into my eyes, where peace resides, where fear dissolves, where love reigns. I am not asking you to be fearless. I am asking you to be faithful. Even trembling faith is enough when placed in the right hands, my hands. Maybe you have felt abandoned in your darkest hour. Maybe the ones you trusted most walked away, leaving you with questions that cut deeper than any wound. But listen, beloved, human rejection is often divine redirection. I remove certain people not to punish you but to protect you, not to leave you lonely but to lead you closer to me. What you thought was betrayal was actually me carving out space for something better. I saw the conversations you never heard. I saw the intentions you never perceived. And I said, not my child. I have better for them. Do not mourn what I have removed. Rejoice in what I am preparing. Your destiny is too great to be anchored to people who cannot carry it. Trust the pruning, even when it feels painful. Trust the cutting away, even when it feels cruel. For I am the master gardener, and every branch I prune will bear more fruit. Maybe you feel exhausted, not just in your body but in your soul. Maybe you are tired of hoping, tired of believing, tired of trying. And the thought crosses your mind, maybe I am just not strong enough for this. But here is the truth, child, you were never meant to be strong enough on your own. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you reach the end of yourself, you have only just begun to tap into the endless reservoir of my grace. Fall into my arms. Collapse into my presence. It is not a failure to need me. It is your greatest wisdom. It is your deepest worship. I do not love you more when you succeed nor less when you stumble. My love is not measured by your performance but secured by my promise. I loved you before you ever knew my name. I chose you before you ever chose me. And nothing you do or fail to do can change the eternal truth. You are mine, sealed by my spirit, written on the palms of my hands. When you feel like giving up, remember. I never gave up on you. Not on the cross, not in the grave, not now, not ever. I see the end from the beginning. I see you not as you are but as you will be. I see the victories you do not yet know you will win. I see the prayers you have not yet prayed but I am already answering. I see the battles you will fight and the crowns you will wear. I see the impact your life will have, ripples stretching into eternity. Beloved, your story is not small. Your life is not insignificant. Your existence is not accidental. Before the foundations of the world, I thought of you, I planned for you, I dreamed over you. You are the fulfillment of divine intention, the embodiment of holy dreams. And though you walk through valleys of shadow, know that every step is ordered. Every tear is collected. Every cry is heard. Heaven leans in when you whisper my name. Angels are dispatched when you lift your hands in weary worship. Demons tremble when you refuse to quit. You are stronger than you feel because I am your strength. You are braver than you believe because I am your courage. You are closer than you think because I am the way. I know it hurts. I know it feels endless. I know sometimes the silence is deafening and the waiting is heavy. But remember, child, some of the most magnificent works are crafted in the hidden places. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Pearls are formed through irritation. Gold is purified by fire. And faith, real, enduring, mountain-moving faith, is forged in the waiting. When you come through this, and you will not just come through barely surviving. You will emerge radiant, refined, resilient, full of wisdom and grace and anointing, full of compassion for others walking their own valleys. You will not just have a story, you will be a testimony. Your life will be living proof that I am who I say I am, faithful, good, loving beyond comprehension. So hold on, beloved. Hold on to me even if by the thinnest thread of hope. Let your soul anchor itself not in circumstances but in my unchanging nature. The winds may howl. The waves may crash. But the rock remains. I am your rock. I am your shelter. I am your defender. I am your redeemer. I am your God. And I am closer than your next breath. I am nearer than your skin. I am the voice in the silence, the light in the darkness, the hope when hope seems lost. Lift your eyes, child. Look not at what is seen but at what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. I am writing eternity into your heart. I am carving glory into your story. I am painting beauty with the brushstrokes of grace and redemption and power. Trust me. Love me. Hold on to me. For the dawn is coming, and when it breaks, you will see, oh, you will see, that it was all worth it. Every tear. Every step. Every unanswered prayer. All of it leading you closer. All of it drawing you deeper. All of it preparing you for the destiny that is far greater than you could ask or imagine. And through it all, I have been whispering to your heart, again and again, the same eternal promise, I am with you. I am for you. I will never leave you. You are my beloved. You are my delight. You are mine. My beloved child, let me take you even deeper, into the sacred space where your soul aches the most, where words fail but I am still speaking. There is a place within you where fear whispers, what if it never gets better, where disappointment echoes, maybe it was never meant for me, where weariness sighs, I cannot carry this any longer. And it is in that place, beloved, not on the mountaintop but in the valley, that the deepest work of heaven happens. For it is in your brokenness that my wholeness can be fully known. It is in your emptiness that my fullness can be poured out. It is when you have nothing left that you finally realize I have always been everything you need. I do not despise your weakness, I dwell within it. I do not turn away from your sorrow, I sit with you in it. I do not rush your healing, I walk patiently beside you through every step of it. I am not the God who demands perfection. I am the God who meets you in your imperfection, wraps you in mercy, and whispers, still, you are mine. When you feel that you have failed me, remember. It was never your perfection that won my love. It was my perfection that chose to love you anyway. Even when you doubt, even when you fall, even when your faith flickers like a dying candle, I breathe life into you again. I am the God who does not break bruised reeds or snuff out smoldering wicks. I am gentle with your heart, tender with your wounds, patient with your process. Beloved, you were never meant to be strong enough on your own. The world says, be strong, but I say, be still and know that I am God. The world says, fix yourself, but I say, come to me, and I will restore you. The world says, you are alone, but I say, I will never leave you nor forsake you. There is a lie that suffering means abandonment, that delay means disfavor, that struggle means punishment. But hear the truth. Suffering often means preparation, delay often means protection, and struggle often means promotion in my kingdom. Think of the greatest stories ever told, none are born without struggle. Think of every hero in scripture, none were called without first being crushed, none were sent without first being shaped. Joseph was thrown into a pit before he entered the palace. David faced giants long before he wore a crown. Esther risked her life before she saved a nation. Jesus bore the cross before he wore the crown of victory. So if you find yourself under pressure, know that you are in good company. Heaven refines those it plans to elevate. Heaven tests those it plans to trust with greater treasures. Child, the fire you feel is not meant to destroy you but to distinguish you. The crushing you endure is not meant to kill you but to anoint you. Just as olives must be crushed to release oil, just as grapes must be pressed to pour out wine, so too must your soul be refined to pour out the fragrance of Christ to the world. Your suffering will not be wasted. Your waiting will not be meaningless. Your pain will become the oil that lights the lamps of others still walking in the dark. Your testimony will become a weapon that sets captives free. Your scars will become stories that glorify the goodness of God. Beloved, it is okay to weep. Even Jesus wept. It is okay to not understand. Even David cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" It is okay to feel weak. Even Paul pleaded for the thorn to be removed. What matters is not the strength of your emotions but the direction of your gaze. Lift your eyes even with tear-stained cheeks. Whisper my name even with a broken voice. Stretch out your hands even with trembling fingers. For when you seek me, you will find me. When you cry out, I will answer. When you call, I will come running to you with arms wide open. Beloved, your story is not one of defeat. It is one of divine destiny. The wilderness is not the end, it is the way to the promised land. The battle is not your destruction, it is the birthplace of your greatest testimony. The silence is not abandonment, it is the sacred space where your faith takes root and grows. Trust the unseen hands that hold you. Trust the voice that calls you deeper. Trust the heart that bled for you. I have not forgotten you. I have not forsaken you. I am closer than ever, working all things, yes, all things, for your good and for my glory. So breathe, beloved. Rest in my love. Release the weight you were never meant to carry. You are not called to understand everything. You are called to trust. You are not called to sprint ahead. You are called to walk with me, one step at a time, even when the path is hidden. You are not called to be perfect. You are called to be present with me. And I am here. Right now. Closer than the beating of your heart. Speaking life over you. Singing songs of deliverance around you. Enveloping you in a love so fierce, so faithful, so everlasting that nothing in heaven or on earth can ever separate you from it. Not hardship, not heartbreak, not even death itself. You are safe, beloved. You are chosen. You are fiercely, eternally, irrevocably loved. And soon, very soon, you will look back on this season not with bitterness but with wonder, not with sorrow but with awe, seeing how every tear was turned into rivers of blessing, every valley into a mountain of testimony, every broken place into a sanctuary of glory. Hold on, beloved. Hold on. Dawn is breaking. Beloved, there is something sacred about brokenness that the world does not understand, something precious about the moments when you reach the end of yourself, when every illusion of self-sufficiency is stripped away, when every false foundation crumbles, and all that remains is raw need, desperate hope, and a whisper for rescue. It is in those moments, beloved, that you are most open to encounter me not as an idea, not as a distant deity, but as your very breath, your very life, your very reason to keep breathing when everything else says to give up. The world teaches you to despise weakness, to hide your wounds, to pretend you are invincible, but I, your Father, invite you to bring me your weakness, to lay bare your wounds, to collapse in my arms without shame, for it is not in your strength that my glory shines brightest, it is in your surrender. It is not when you stand tall and proud that heaven rejoices, but when you fall to your knees and whisper, I cannot do this without you, for it is in that sacred yielding that your life becomes a canvas upon which I can paint miracles beyond your wildest dreams. Beloved, do not fear the breaking, do not despise the crushing, do not run from the valley, for it is in the valley that you learn my voice, it is in the darkness that you discover my light, it is in the waiting that you taste the sweetness of my faithfulness. I know it feels endless. I know the nights feel longer than the days, I know the silence weighs heavier than the noise ever did, but trust me, child, buried beneath the silence, hidden within the stillness, miracles are germinating, dreams are stirring, destinies are being born. You cannot yet see the garden I am growing from the seeds of your pain, but soon, very soon, blossoms of joy will burst forth where now only barrenness seems to reign. Beloved, every no you have heard was actually a better yes waiting on the horizon. Every door that slammed in your face redirected you toward doors you never even knew existed. Every prayer that seemed unanswered was a prayer answered in a higher way than you asked or imagined. my ways are not your ways, my thoughts are higher than your thoughts, and though you see only a few puzzle pieces, I hold the completed masterpiece in my hands, and beloved, it is beautiful. You are not just enduring hardship, you are being shaped into a vessel of glory, you are not just surviving seasons of sorrow. You are being equipped to carry streams of healing to others, you are not just walking through fire. You are being refined into pure gold. I see what you cannot yet see, I see the strength being forged in your soul, I see the wisdom being carved into your spirit, I see the compassion being birthed in your heart, and I promise you, not one moment of your pain will be wasted, not one tear will go unseen, not one breath of your prayers will return void, for I am the God who redeems, the God who restores, the God who resurrects, the God who specializes in bringing beauty out of ashes, hope out of despair, life out of death. Beloved, you are standing on holy ground even when all you feel is confusion, you are walking through a sacred story even when all you see are broken chapters, your life is not unraveling. It is being rewoven into something glorious. I am closer than you dare to believe, I am working deeper than you dare to hope, I am loving you more fiercely than you dare to dream, so hold on, beloved, hold on to my promises, hold on to my goodness, hold on to my faithfulness, even when you cannot see it, even when you cannot feel it, even when everything inside you wants to let go, because at the end of this storm, at the end of this valley, at the end of this sacred wrestle, you will stand in a place of peace so profound that the battles will seem but a distant memory compared to the beauty revealed. Beloved, you are closer than you know, stronger than you feel, braver than you believe, and more deeply loved than you could ever comprehend. I am not done with your story, I am only just beginning, the best is yet to come, and your future is brighter than you can imagine, not because of your strength, but because of mine, not because of your plans, but because of my perfect love that never fails, never forsakes, and never lets go. Beloved child, there are seasons when life feels like a wilderness with no end in sight, when every step feels heavier than the last, when even hope seems like a distant memory and your heart whispers in the quiet, how much longer, Lord? If you are there now, know this with all your soul, you are not wandering aimlessly, you are being led purposefully, even when you cannot see the path, you are not lost. You are being hidden, protected, preserved for a glory that requires greater preparation than you can currently understand. I know the road has been hard, I know the nights have been long, I know the silence has been deafening, but hear me, beloved, just because you cannot see the sun behind the clouds does not mean it has ceased to shine, just because you cannot feel my hand does not mean it has let go of you. My faithfulness is not proven in moments of ease. It is revealed most clearly in seasons of deep dependence, when everything else is stripped away and all you have left is me, and beloved, when you have me, you have everything. Your struggle is not a sign that you are forgotten. It is evidence that you are deeply loved, so loved that I am unwilling to let you settle for anything less than the fullness of the destiny I created for you, loved so fiercely that I would rather refine you through temporary pain than allow you to be crushed by blessings you are not yet ready to carry. Every breaking is birthing something holy, every crushing is releasing something eternal. Do not despise this season, beloved. Though it tastes bitter now, it will be sweet in your mouth later. Though it feels like death now, it will birth resurrection life within you. You are being transformed, not just changed on the surface, but renewed at the very core of who you are. Your mind is being renewed to think higher thoughts, your heart is being softened to love with greater compassion, your spirit is being enlarged to carry greater anointing. There are wells of wisdom, rivers of peace, mountains of strength being formed within you that you would never have known without this journey. Through the valley, beloved, the valley is not a detour. It is the very path to the promised land. The suffering you endure now is planting seeds of glory you will one day harvest in abundance, and you will stand in fields of answered prayers, laughing through tears, saying, surely the Lord has been faithful. I know it is hard to believe when the pain is raw, I know it is hard to see when the night is dark, but I am here, speaking softly, steadily, tenderly into your soul. Hold on, my child. Hold on, the dawn is coming, and when it breaks, you will not just see a new day, you will see a new you, stronger, softer, wiser, braver, filled with a faith that is not fragile but fierce, a hope that is not shallow but deep as the oceans, a love that is not timid but blazing like a fire. Beloved, you are not being buried, you are being planted, you are not being defeated, you are being developed, you are not dying. You are being resurrected into a life far more abundant than you dared to ask or imagine, and every single moment of this pain will be redeemed, not 1 second wasted, not 1 tear forgotten, not 1 prayer unheard, for I am the God who collects every tear in a bottle, who records every sigh in my book, who holds every broken piece of your heart in my healing hands. So lift your head, even if it trembles, lift your eyes, even if they are filled with tears, lift your heart to me, even if it feels heavy as stone, for I am your strength, I am your song, I am your salvation, and I am doing something new within you even now. Rivers are beginning to flow in your desert, streams are starting to spring up in your wasteland, beauty is rising from your ashes, joy is awakening from your mourning. Beloved, this is not your ending, it is your becoming. You are not forgotten, you are being forged, you are not forsaken. You are being fashioned into a vessel fit for royal purposes, and one day you will look back on this season not with bitterness but with sacred wonder, whispering with trembling joy, it hurt, but it was holy, it broke me, but it built me, it crushed me, but it crowned me, and you will know deep within your soul that every step, every struggle, every silent cry was heard, was seen, was used by a God who wastes nothing and who loves you beyond all telling. Beloved child, there are places I long to take you, places where joy overflows and purpose pulses through every breath you take. But to reach those places your soul must be stretched beyond what feels safe, beyond what feels familiar, for growth does not happen in the comfortable, it is born in the uncomfortable, forged in the fires of testing, shaped in the silent seasons where everything inside you cries out for answers that do not seem to come. I know you have prayed and pleaded and waited. I know you have fasted and believed and cried yourself to sleep, wondering if perhaps your faith was not strong enough, wondering if maybe you did something wrong, wondering if you somehow missed my will. But beloved, hear me now with all the tenderness of my heart. Your faith is not failing, your obedience is not unseen, your prayers are not in vain, you are exactly where you need to be for the next chapter 1 I'm writing in your life. The silence you feel is not because I have left you, it is because I am doing something so deep, so profound within you that words would only cheapen it. Sometimes I must still every other voice so you will learn to recognize mine even in a whisper. Sometimes I must close every door so you will knock on the one that matters most. Sometimes I must allow the shaking so that what is unshakable will be revealed within you. Beloved, you are not being punished, you are being purified. You are not being rejected, you are being redirected. You are not being forgotten, you are being favored for a destiny greater than you can comprehend. Trust the process even when it feels like breaking, because what you call breaking I call birthing, what you call the end I call the beginning. You have asked me for strength, but strength is not given, it is built. You have asked me for wisdom, but wisdom is not bestowed overnight, it is carved into your soul through seasons of uncertainty and dependence. You have asked me for greater faith, but faith is not magic, it is muscle, and like every muscle it must be stretched and torn so that it can grow stronger. Beloved, your current struggle is not a sign that you are weak, it is a sign that you are being made strong, not in the ways of the world but in the ways of my kingdom. Strength here does not look like striving, it looks like surrender. Victory here does not look like avoidance of pain, it looks like walking through the fire and finding me in the flames. Child, you are not failing because you are afraid, you are growing because despite your fear, you keep walking, you keep praying, you keep believing, you keep showing up with trembling hands and a cracked heart saying, God, I still trust you. And that, beloved, is the kind of faith that moves mountains, the kind of faith that shakes hell and delights heaven, the kind of faith that changes nations and generations. And yes, even in your brokenness, even in your confusion, you are bringing me glory, because true faith is not about having all the answers, it is about clinging to me when you have none. It is not about never falling, it is about reaching for my hand every time you do. It is not about a life free of storms, it is about learning to dance in the rain knowing I control the skies. Beloved, what you are building now in secret will one day be seen in the open, what you are enduring in silence will one day be celebrated in the light. I am faithful to complete the work I have begun in you, and when I am finished, you will look back not with regret but with reverence, not with bitterness but with blessing, not with sorrow but with songs of joy, because every scar will tell a story of survival, every wound will become a wellspring of healing for others, every broken piece will be part of a breathtaking mosaic of my redemption. So do not rush this season, do not despise the slow work of God, for I am an artist, not a laborer. I craft masterpieces, not quick fixes, and you, beloved, are my masterpiece in the making. Every moment of waiting, every tear of surrender, every prayer uttered in the dark is adding another stroke to the painting, another note to the symphony, another thread to the tapestry that will one day unveil the breathtaking truth, that you were never abandoned, that you were always loved, that through it all I was closer than your very breath, working, shaping, loving, redeeming, and preparing you for glory beyond what your eyes have seen, your ears have heard, or your heart has imagined. Beloved, as you walk through this journey, as you breathe through the breaking, as you stand in the tension between what is and what will be, I want to seal these truths deep within your heart. I want you to remember first that your waiting is not wasted. Every moment you spend trusting me in the silence is a moment where roots are growing deeper, where faith is being fortified, where character is being shaped. Waiting is not punishment. It is preparation for the weight of the promise I am bringing into your life. Second, remember that weakness is not failure. My power is made perfect not in your strength but in your surrender. It is not your perfection that draws me close. It is your need. It is not your victories that qualify you for my love. It is my mercy that holds you, so bring me your weakness without shame, for I delight to be strong for you. Third, know that brokenness is not the end of your story, it is the birthplace of your destiny. I use the shattered pieces to build cathedrals of grace. I use the ashes of your mourning to create gardens of beauty. Nothing is wasted in my hands, not even the pain you wished you could erase. Fourth, trust that my timing is not a delay but a design. I see the full picture while you see only a fragment. I know the right doors to open, the right hearts to align, the right moments to unveil the miracles I have prepared for you. Do not measure my love by the speed of my answers, measure it by the cross where I already gave you everything. And fifth, hold on to the truth that my presence is constant even when my voice seems silent. I am the God who walks with you through the fire, who sits with you in the midnight hour, who holds you when the world feels too heavy to bear. I have promised never to leave you nor forsake you, and I never break my promises. Beloved, let these truths become anchors for your soul. Let them steady you when the winds rage, let them lift you when the waves rise, let them breathe life into you when hope feels faint, for I am the God of new beginnings, the God who turns graves into gardens, the God who turns battles into blessings, the God who turns mourning into dancing. And I am doing a new thing within you even now. Do you not perceive it? Even now rivers are beginning to flow in your wasteland, even now light is piercing through your darkness, even now the first fruits of a harvest long prayed for are beginning to push through the soil of your faith. So rise, beloved, rise in hope, rise in faith, rise in the unshakable truth that the God who began this good work in you will be faithful to complete it, not by your might, not by your power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord. And now, beloved, I invite you to pray with me. Whisper these words from your heart, not as a ritual but as a surrender. Father, I trust you even when I do not understand, I believe you even when I cannot see, I rest in your love even when my soul feels weary. Strengthen me, O God, in the waiting, in the breaking, in the becoming. Refine me in your fire, rebuild me by your grace, renew me with your Spirit. I lay down my fears, my doubts, my broken dreams at your feet, and I rise in the promise that you are not finished with me yet. You are the God of the impossible, the God of resurrection, the God who loves me without condition and without end. I receive your peace, your hope, and your strength today, in Jesus' mighty name, amen. Beloved, if this message touched your heart, know that it was not by accident, it was a divine appointment. If you feel the stirring of hope, the flicker of faith reigniting within you, do not keep it to yourself, share it, let the river flow. Let others taste the goodness you have encountered, and if your heart is saying, yes, Lord, type amen below and let faith rise like a mighty wave across the world. Stay still a moment longer, do not rush away, breathe in His presence, listen for His whisper, for even now, He is speaking to you. I am with you, I am for you, and I am not done writing your story.